Hello and welcome to tribetopper.com.
And you're watching this video on domain and range of relations and functions. In order to understand what is a relation, let's look at this example here. We've taken a table where you can see that here is the time mentioned 0 to 1 hours, then the parking rate, the charges are 10 rupees. If the time is 1 to 2 hours, the charges are 20 rupees, and so on up to 12 to 24 hours, the charges are 150. So in the table, we see that the total parking charges, they are dependent on the time. That means the parking charges are related to the time. And just to avoid any confusion, like is it for up to 1 hour or for more than 1 hour? So we can make it even more clear by using this type of an equation where we say the time from 0 less than t and less than equal to 1. So that means 0 to 1 hours, it will be 10 rupees. 1 less than t less than equal to 2, which means 2 is included. So up to 2 hours, it will be 20 rupees. For more than 2 to 3, it will be 30 rupees and so on. So more than 12 hours and up to 24 hours, it will be 150 rupees. So we can say that the table of charges and the parking hours is an example of relations. If you just want to describe it in a simple terms, we'll say a set of ordered pairs is called a relation. We'll see into further details. So in the simplest term, I would prefer to define relation is any set of points which connect two variables, like so just as an equation we have x is equal to 2y minus 1 or something like that. So that is a relation which is expressed as a set of points x, y in a Cartesian plane. Means you put some values of x and corresponding to that you get the values of y. That is a relation. And after understanding that what is a relation, the next thing that comes up is what is the domain and range of a relation. So the set of all possible values that you can put in for the variable, for which of course you get a possible real value, that is called the domain. Like you go on substituting all the values of x as in the given example I took for car parking. So time t from 0 to 24, that is the domain of the car parking relation. So we would write it as the domain of car parking relation as t is such that t lies between 0 to 24. And what is the range? So the range of that car parking relation, that is indicated by the charges based on the time. So range is therefore 10, 20, 30 and so on up to 150. Or in other words, I would say if you write the points x, y, that's x, y relationship, that's x and y are related, then all the x values, they are called the domain because these are the values which you can substitute according to your wish, and what you get in turn, y, that's the range of a relation. So domain, I would say, is the input, like whatever values of x you go on substituting, you get some values of y. So y is, we can say, the output values. So output values are the range and the input values are the domain. Or out of x and y coordinates, x represents the domain and y represents the range of a relation. And if we talk about a function, nothing different from a relation, it's just a special type of a relation in which the different ordered pairs cannot have same x value or same first coordinate. So when I say that, that means for every single value of x, there is gonna be only one value of y. So you cannot have two values of y corresponding to one value of x. For example, if I say a relation is given as an equation and on substituting the values of x, I get one and only one value of y, then the relation is a function. Let's look at this example. So for example, I have the relation here y is equal to 3x minus 1, and if we substitute any value of x, you will get one and only one corresponding value of y. You can check that out. So for whatever values you go on inputting for x, you will get one value for each value of x. But a relation like x is equal to y square, this is not a function because For if you substitute the x as 4, then y is plus minus 2. So you have two values of y for a given value of x. Thus, we can say that every function is definitely a relation because it's a special type of a relation. So every function is a relation, but every relation is not a function, right? Every relation is not a function. A relation will be a function only if for every one input value of x, you have only one value of y, and the domain and range for functions will also be the same like x and y. So x is going to be the domain and y is going to be the range. So let's just look at this example here. So I have a graph. So when you observe this graph, so this is the point minus 1, 3, and this is a straight line going an arrow to infinity. So we see that for all values of x greater than minus 1 are included in this. So the domain of this relation is x, and x is such that it is greater than or equal to minus 1, or x belongs to minus 1 to infinity. So that's the interval, and the visible range is y. Y is definitely greater than minus 3 and greater than or equal to minus 3. So it's included from minus 3 up to infinity. So this is how we can find the domain and range of a function, because it starts from minus 1 and then continues. So the domain is minus 1 to infinity, both included, and y, the range is minus 3 to infinity. I hope now the difference between the range, between the relations and function is clear, and how to find the domain and range of a relation or a function.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at tribetopper.com.